In this video, I'll be explaining why there's at least a 10x opportunity in the real estate market for your portfolio. So stick around for all the details. Hey guys, Paperback Investor here. And in my channel, I'm always looking for the next multi-bagger investment for your portfolio. I've been investing since about 2008, 2009, and over that time span have returned approximately a 30% compound annual growth rate. And I hope to continue to achieve or exceed that growth rate over the next 10 years. So I tell you this, why real estate is ripe for disruption. There is I believe, at least a 10x plus opportunity for you in your portfolio. So let's get into it. In this video, I'm talking about why I think there's one or two huge winners in the real estate market, what the ideal value stream would be in the real estate market. If you don't know what I'm talking about with value stream, I'll be explaining what the heck I'm even talking about there, and the main opportunities I plan to look at. But essentially this video is why I think there is a huge winner, huge opportunity here in the real estate market. So let's talk about the real estate value stream, because I feel it could be so much better. Okay, what is a value stream, you might be wondering? It is the set of actions that take place to add value to a customer. So I think about the value stream. When I think about that, I really think about, okay, when you think about a process or system or a transaction that somehow adds value to the customer or both stakeholders of that transaction, what are all the sort of detailed actual steps, and how they actually break down that actually brings value to those parties, right? So think about that carefully. And in real estate, really, at the very core, you're really just having a transaction of you're selling a property or a home between a seller and a buyer, and you want that sale and that transaction to go smoothly. Both sides want it to go smoothly, want it to be very clear what they're getting, what they're not getting, what the contract says. They want to be able to search and find the right home for them, the right buyer, match up the right buyer and seller. So it's that searching and finding process. All that, those little details are part of the value stream that makes that transaction smooth and possible. So, okay, let's keep jumping into this here. What is the current buyer side real estate value stream? So this is for someone who's buying a home. What does it look like right now? You find a realtor you trust. You search for homes through the realtor. You go look at homes in person with the realtor. You're seeing a pattern here: realtor. Of course, you can do private sales. People do that as well. But most sales and most people are using a realtor. So realtor gives you protected information, and which is kind of like the actual closing prices of other homes in the area, so you can know what to offer for a home that you like. So they have this kind of protected, coveted information that the realtors themselves are sort of hoarded or collectively control that information. And then you write up an offer with your realtor. If you find mortgages through your bank or mortgage broker, you find insurance through separate insurance brokers. So this is kind of, unfortunately, like in the process stream now, very separate actions that are different from the realtor, that the realtor doesn't really offer. Maybe they give you recommendations of a mortgage broker, or you go to your bank and you get your mortgage loan there, and the same with your insurance. So those are kind of separate things right now. Separate actions. And then you write up, you prepare your offer, you write it up, and you close on an offer with the right person. And in the end, though, you do pay thousands of dollars to the realtor and your brokers. Maybe if you don't realize it as a buyer, but you really are paying thousands of dollars in the final price for that service. And the seller side is very similar. So if you're selling your home, you find the realtor you trust, you list home for sale through the realtor takes care of many details, such as viewing, what the price it at, based on, again, on those comparable listings that were sold, this sort of protected information. The realtor does showings of the home, which is, really big value-added thing. You review offers with the realtor, and then you close on an offer, and you transfer your mortgage and your insurance as well. Again, these are kind of the separate things we're talking about. And again, you pay thousands of dollars to your realtor. Again, generally, if it's through a realtor, it's going to be very realtor focused, and they're kind of funneling, especially some of this protected information. Like, I think if this was publicly known what houses were sold at, or an app or some kind of, more 21st century insurance, or not insurance, 21st century kind of real estate transaction company could provide this information, this what houses, what are they actually selling at, the final price was available, the need for a realtor would drop dramatically just from this piece of information alone, because that tells you incomparably, what could you actually offer for your home if you're buying a home, or what could you realistically accept if you're selling a home. Okay, so and in my mind, the current value stream, it's not customer centric. It really is not customer centric. It's more expensive than really it needs to be, I think, for the buyer and the seller. And in the digital world we live in, there's the opportunity. This represents a huge opportunity. I really think that in the digital world we live in, you can really shoot for the most ideal kind of structure possible. I've done lots of videos on Lemonade. I think Lemonade Insurance is creating the most ideal structure for you as someone who needs kind of a retail person, just needs insurance. You can get your needs met through this really simple, streamlined, easy to understand, used app all in one place, really quick, really efficient. The other really good examples of how digital world has transformed different industries. If you think about television, you had to watch television on cable and watch specific channels with specific timelines and specific shows. And now you can streaming on demand. You can stream your Netflix shows anytime you want, whenever you want. You can stream your YouTube shows anytime you want, whatever you want. Not only that, these services recommend through algorithms the right shows, the right YouTube video that you're going to actually enjoy watching most of all. So like the difference is stark between the old system and the new system that's much more ideal. And I think real estate, when you're thinking about realtors and they're really controlling the whole process, is very much an old system, and there's going to be a new system, a possible new system that could be much, much better, much more customer centric. So let's talk about what that system could look like, because I think if we can really kind of visualize what that system could look like, then we can look at the players in the market that are out there right now and see who really has the most ideal system now and long term, and that's probably the company to invest in. Okay, so what qualities would the ideal real estate value stream have? Utilize one digital app-based platform for all details related to buying and selling. So I'm thinking one kind of digital platform that really takes care of everything. That includes searching, listing improvement tips, recommendations, maybe what houses you want to look at if you're looking for houses, all communication, between buyers and sellers, and could take potential, buyers and sellers could take place there and be stored there. Digital tours on demand. Maybe you can just walk through a home with a sort of a 3D camera view, like a Google Street View through the home, and look all around. Or videos, nice clear videos of the whole home. Legal contracts, mortgages. So the whole system could have those contracts very simply laid out and clear to understand. Mortgages, titles, insurance, moving companies, maybe even in there as well, could be part of that. All through one really streamlined, really simple, really easy to use system or app. Okay, and then the platform would utilize AI and bots as much as possible to minimize costs and create a better buyer and seller experience. Bots is an example of something that could be done really poorly, but if you look at a company like Lemonade that I've done a lot of videos on, they're a really fantastic example of bots that actually have personality and life to them and are super efficient and are ever improving in their ability to handle more and more claims or questions or all kinds of things like that. So if bots are done right and driven by AI, it can be a phenomenal experience and save a dramatic amount of costs long term. So it would use something like that. It would also, much of the data would be publicly available for use. So really a sort of free and open approach where especially the final selling prices. So that sort of coveted and hoarded information by realtors right now, I would think would be freely available for you to see if you're using this system or app. And the buyer side step, you'd search for your homes in the app. It would help filter and suggest the most applicable homes, find and request digital tours of ones you're most interested in. The AI bot and or seller and or cheaper realtor, because I'm not sure, maybe realtors still have a place in the system, but maybe they do higher volumes of houses for less money. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they could have a place still. Helps you with digital tours, requests, and go on in-person tours of the top choices. So maybe if you are a buyer, rather than going and looking at 30 homes in person, you go look at 2 homes in person, and you do digital tour walkthrough of 100 homes, right? And write and submit digital offer with clear, concise contract. And so as you're a buyer, you could write up a clear, concise contract that makes it really simple and to understand for you what you're offering, what you're not, what conditions maybe you're putting on your offer. And digitally close with in-app mortgage and title. So all of that, again, is all built into this. You could get the very best mortgage rate possible and title all within this one system. And digitally get insurance, again, in this one system. So all that is integrated in, and in the end you could save thousands of dollars because it's a much more efficient system for the transaction. And the seller side steps, again, very similar, but you list your property on the app, and maybe the app and its AI bots help you for, they coach you so you get the best pictures to take. They say, they change the lighting, take a bigger picture, this kind of picture of the kitchen or whatever, how to improve pictures, so they give you that feedback. Maybe what details include in the write-up. They help make that clear to know which houses, because they're gonna have AI data that could drive, how do you best sell the house from a write-up perspective, and how do you so it could help you with that or coach you in that if you're writing it yourself. Manage special questions and requests from buyers that are not handled by AI bots or the cheaper realtors. If you do have that sort of, maybe that's an option, you have a cheaper realtor or you're doing it yourself with the system. And manage in-person viewings by those most interested. So those few that do your digital tour and then really want to see it in person, you'd either do it yourself or you'd have your cheaper realtor that would take care of those. And then review and accept a best offer with the fewest demands, or accept offer from app maker itself for instant liquidity. So the company that's making this app that I'm talking about, this ideal company, maybe they would also offer instant liquidity, so they'll buy your house on the spot and then sell it to somebody else, and you save thousands of dollars. The biggest, most important thing for many people, you're saving thousands of dollars in the transaction as a seller, because you're cutting out some of that middleman ness that's happening with the realtor right now. And potential market size, this is kind of my napkin math, very, very rough math, but in the US market alone, there's about 7 million home sales per year. And let's say you can generate $2,000 per year. So maybe buyer and seller each are basically costing you $1,000 only. So in total, $2,000 per home sale, and 14 billion. That means 14 billion in gross revenue. You assume maybe a 20x multiple on gross revenue, we get about 280 billion market cap size. So $280 billion market cap size, that's just for the US alone. I mean, only the US. Obviously, if you think worldwide, there's a much bigger opportunity on top of that. Point is, there's a huge opportunity. This is super, super rough math, but there is a huge opportunity in this, making real estate transactions more seamless. And if they were more seamless, the 7 million home sales per year would go higher, because more people would move faster and more eagerly to a home that might better suit them if the whole process was much simpler. Okay, main opportunities I'm looking at. So let's get into that. And if you're getting value out of this video, I really encourage you, hit that subscribe button. Boom, hit that button down below, and follow along with my channel if you're getting value out of this. And especially for future videos, I will be releasing what I'm buying and why in the real estate area. So make sure you do that. Hit that thumbs up button while you're at it too. Really appreciate that. Okay, I ran this poll on Twitter. If you had to put 100% of your portfolio into one of these real estate stocks, which would it be and why? So I had Zillow, Redfin, and OpenDoor, and we had like over 1,200 votes, so pretty good turnout. Probably just some were just going into here, but probably about 1,000 votes between these three, and by far Redfin was the big winner, then Zillow. And so these are probably the main two that I'm going to be looking at, especially the closest kind of take a look at those two, Zillow and Redfin. And I hear a lot of talk between the two of them on Twitter. So Redfin Corporation, it's interesting. Most growth stocks have taken a major dive in the last number of months, including these ones, and it has a market cap of about 5.4 billion for a fairly small company right now, Redfin. And the other one, Zillow, is definitely a larger market cap, about $27 or so billion there, and it has a similar kind of trajectory as it's come down in the last several months. So maybe on sale from their high points, both of these companies, but Zillow's obviously, about 5 times the size, so significantly larger company at this point. So I'll have to look into the details of these, and that will be coming in future videos. But what I do need from you guys is I'd love to know your opinion. If you had 100% of your portfolio into one real estate transaction stock, which would it be and why? Would it be Zillow? Would it be Redfin? Or would it be something else? If there's something else you think that's out there that's even better, I'd love to hear that as well. Let us know in the comments, and you can also message me on Twitter at paperbaginvest is my Twitter. Some people have been messaging me already some information, links, sources on these two companies, and why they feel they're a great investment. So again, you find me on Twitter. There's my bag. There's my bag head helping you identify my Twitter account. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing for more content like this. Boom, hit that subscribe button and updates on which real estate stock I am investing in. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and remember, it's in the bag. Cheers.